All is well and in divine order. All is well and in divine order. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. What are we grateful for today? What are we grateful for today? Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. The number one thing that I am grateful for, and will always be the greatest thing that I am grateful for, is life. Life itself is my greatest manifestation, and so it is with you. Life, the breath of life is the greatest manifestation. So congratulate yourself. You should be feeling really good right now because you have manifested another day, 24 hours. You made it to today. January the 3rd is what we collectively say today is. I want to read something from a book called A Deep Breath of Life. A Deep Breath of Life by Alan Cohen. And as you listen to this, before you listen to this, please focus. Focus and draw into your mind all the wonderful things, all the beautiful things, all of the amazing things that you already have right now. The frequency is having. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. I shall claim what is mine. I shall believe it. I shall claim it. I shall speak it. And I shall give thanks unceasingly, for it is already mine. It is already, you have all you need. You have everything you need. Wants and needs are two different things, and that's on another video that I made. Wanting and having is in two different frequencies. It's on two different frequencies. Wanting means you don't have it. It sends off a vibrational signal that you do not have it. It's yet to come. It will come. I hope it'll come. Maybe one day it'll come. Having is stepping into the realm of your divine supreme nature, which is God. The presence of God lives in you, breathes in you. This is the breath of life that I just spoke of, which is the greatest manifestation of any being that is alive on this planet. Life is the greatest manifestation. Without life, nothing matters. Without love, nothing matters. Nothing matters. There's a beautiful song that I just got introduced to. It's a very old song, but it's so beautiful to me, and I just recently it just got introduced to me recently by D Nice, the DJ, and it's by Kathy Sledge, and the song is all about without love there's no reason to live. And when you think about that, that is so very true. Imagine a world with no love. It kind of describes what hell would be like if you were to imagine such a place. And I suggest you shift your imagination to focus on heaven on earth, heaven being revealed in you, heaven being experienced by you here and now, in this flesh, in this body, instead of hoping and wishing that this is some place that you will experience when you give up this body, when you sacrifice this body, when you let go of this body. Welcome, embrace, and imagine imagine what heaven on earth would look like, feel like, taste like, smell like for you here and now. It's about activating your own wonderful imagination. It is where all your power lives. When Jesus said, what is in you is greater than what is in this world, this is what he meant. This is what she meant. This is what that energy, that presence, that consciousness meant. In your own wonderful imagination, you can live in heaven on earth. I want to read something to you, like I said, from a book called A Deep Breath of Life by Alan Cohen. Such a beautiful, it's short little stories every single day, and it's on the date. It's dated 365 days, and every day there's a story with an affirmation and a wonderful message. So I'm going to read that to you today. It's by Alan Cohen, and it's called Daily Inspiration for Heart-Centered Living. Heart-centered living, not dying. We don't die. We're Bebe's kids. We multiply. January the 3rd, it says, grow with the flow. Grow with the flow. Grow with the flow. That's the name of the story for today. January the 3rd, grow with the flow. At the top, there's a quotation that says, I said to a man who stood at the gate of the year, give me a light that I may tread safely into the unknown. And he replied, go out into the darkness and put your hand in the hand of God. That shall be to you better than a light and safer than a known way. Quoted by King George of England. I'm going to read it again. The top quote says, I said to a man who stood at the gate of the year, give me a light that I may tread safely into the unknown. And he replied, go out into the darkness and put your hand in the hand of God. That shall be to you better than a light and safer than a known way. Here is the story of the day as you think about that. Two men were walking beside a river on their way to a town downstream when a storm broke and a flash flood washed both men into the river. One man panicked, tried to fight his way back to the shore, and drowned. The other man realized that the torrent was beyond his control and relaxed to the best of his ability, letting the river carry him. To his happy surprise, the river deposited him on the banks of the town he was headed towards in a much shorter time than it would have taken him to walk. When you come up against a situation you cannot control, trust that the universe is working on your behalf. Trust that God is working on your behalf is what I added to it. When we fight what is, we lose our power. I'll repeat that again. When we fight what is, we lose our power. The sage capitalizes on the energy at hand and makes it work on his or her behalf. The sage capitalizes on the energy at hand and makes it work on his or her behalf. The bottom quotation says, help me to remember that you are present in all situations, guiding me home even when I cannot see how. That's a prayer. And then there's an affirmation. I am always in the presence of love. I am always in the presence of God. God is love. I am always in the presence of love. Everything that happens to me is a part of the plan for my good. Think about that. Isn't that powerful? Isn't that so beautiful? I'm going to start reading these things every single day when I get on live. I am always in the presence of love. Everything that happens to me is a part of the plan for my good. Hallelujah. And so it is. Which is why I always affirm to myself, and I always affirm on my page so that you can read it and allow it to seep into the depths of your subconscious programming. Everything is always working out for me in magical ways. Everything is always working out for me in wonderful ways. Everything is always working out for me in magnificent ways. I want you to really, 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 really meditate on that prayer. Meditate on that affirmation. Meditate on the story that I just told you from A Deep Breath of Life. It's a powerful book. Go and get it. I've had it for years. The stories are amazing. And these are true stories that he writes about his life, and some of them are spiritually based, but it's a beautiful book. So today I wanted to share a message with you that came to me, for me, and all the messages that come through for me. I like to share it with my world, with my creation, with my reality, because there's somebody out there somewhere that needs to hear this. And needs to hear this. It is not what you would normally hear from maybe the people around you, the people you grew up with, your books, your technology, your scientific proof, all of that. All of that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gratitude is the attitude. Gratitude is the attitude. So, all things are possible. You've heard that saying before. All things are possible. You've heard that with God, all things are possible. Every single video, I remind you of that holy, sacred, supreme, and divine presence that lives in you as you. What's beating your heart right now is God. What's breathing your lungs right now is God. What's looking at me right now is God. You're not connected to any wires. You're not part of the technology world. You are a self-sustaining, supreme being. You are much, 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 much more than flesh and bones, than human. You are so much more than sinful, mortal, whatever the words that were used to describe the essence of who you are as you came into this projection, reality, consciousness. As you came into this consciousness, you're here for a reason. You are here for a very divine reason. You are here for a supreme purpose. Even the least among you, even the richest to the poorest among you, is God expressing itself in such a unique, divine way. And when you break down the walls, when you break down the veils, and you break through the illusions of your own mind, you begin to feel the interconnectedness of each and every soul, each and every being, each and everything whether it's inanimate or animate. It is you. It is you reflecting you. You are physical and you are spiritual, happening at the same time. All things are possible. When you understand this holy presence that's always, always, always protecting you, always loving you, always supporting you with whatever it is you choose to think and believe. It is always supporting your thoughts, your beliefs, whatever you think is true, whatever you think is facts, whatever your parents taught you, whatever the people around you taught you. It's always saying yes to all of your thoughts. If you think you're poor, if you think the worst is yet to come, if you think the world is about to end, if you think life is going to continue to be worse, if you think we're doomed, if you think all kinds of thoughts we think about ourselves without question, without responsibility. And today is the day that I urge you to take responsibility for the thoughts and for the beliefs that you choose to think. You are choosing to think these thoughts, and these thoughts are creating your very existence, your very experience, your very world. I am urging you. This is an urgent message to reevaluate, cleanse, nurture, harness, and support loving, beautiful, harmonious thoughts for yourself. All things are possible. All things are possible. Can you do this? Are you capable of this? Do you have the power and potential to be the change you wish to see in this world? Yes, yes, yes. And so it is. Instead of saying, I can't, I can't, I can't, you reverse the programming by saying, I can, I can, I can, and I sure will. It is the will of God for me to share this message with you. I've had some of my friends, even my own biological family, so-called stop talking to me because of my message of forgiveness and how important it is. It doesn't matter what it is that you did. It doesn't matter what it is that they did. It's all happening for a divine reason. The thoughts that flowed through me today were so powerful that I had to share this. I had to share this. Somebody out there somewhere, and this video will live on for eternity. My message will live on for eternity, just like the message of the Christ consciousness that now lives in me. I had a quote many years ago, my very, very first quote that was written by me, said, you must unlearn. And it was a message to myself. Every video is a message to me. God is speaking to me through me. And if these messages resonate with you, if this helps you to heal in any kind of way, hallelujah be to the God. Give all praises to the God in you that sent me to relay this message to you, because it loves you. It loves you. All things are possible. It is possible to forgive and forget. It is possible to be in the same room, around the same person, around the same people who did you so-called wrong, who hurt you, who abused you, who caused you great trauma. It is possible with faith, with God, with love that is you. All things are possible. They have a saying that goes, let me finish my quote. You must unlearn what it is that you've been taught. You must unlearn what you've been taught to believe since birth. That software no longer serves you if you wish to live in a world where all things are possible. Maybe for some of you, that's what heaven on earth is. What your idea of heaven is. A place where all things are possible. Where death is gone, where suffering is gone, where pain is gone, where dysfunction, chaos is gone, all of your sins gone, depression gone, sickness gone, death gone. Maybe that's your idea of heaven. Again, you must unlearn what it is you have been programmed to believe since birth. That software no longer serves you if you wish to live in a world where all things are possible. By Jacqueline E. Purcell. That was my name when I started Facebook. I am no longer that person. That person is gone, but she still lives in me. I've transformed myself right here, right now. I don't have to wait until I leave this body to renew my mind and live a completely different existence and create a completely different reality from the one that I used to live in. Because I learned to change my mind. I learned the secrets of the universe, of how this whole thing works. What you say, what you think, what you believe is your reality right now. Examine your thoughts. Go through your thoughts. If you are fully honest and authentic with yourself, you will see the thoughts. And this is what meditation is all about. This is what meditation is all about. Getting to know yourself on a deep, deep, deep subconscious level. Really sitting there in the quietness, in the silence of your own mind, and just watching the thoughts that move through you. Watch the beliefs that move through you, the thoughts that you're thinking, and the thoughts produce a feeling in your body. When you think those thoughts, you feel a certain way, and it's happening over, and it's a habitual thing that you do over. It's a habitual thought that you keep thinking over and over and over again, and your reality stays the same. Because you're choosing thoughts that keep your reality the same. At any moment, you can choose to think a different thought, and you can choose to think that thought over, and I am loved. I am loved. I am supported. I am grateful. I am made in the image and the likeness of. I am divine. I am supreme. I am loved. I am perfectly perfect in every way, like Mary Poppins would say. For everything that moves through my mouth, the breath of life gives power to. The holy presence of God, which is the breath of life, it gives power to everything you speak, everything you think about yourself, everything you think about this world. This world is what we think it is. Whatever you think this world to be, whether it's a loving world or whether it's a wicked world, you keep saying it, you keep thinking it, you keep believing it, you keep agreeing with your friends, you keep posting about it, you keep putting up all kind, you keep making all these quotes and animations about how wicked our world is, how unfair and unjust our government is, and how short and hard our lives have to be. And you are creating it. You must take responsibility for every thought you choose to think. Now. When? Now. When do you want your life to change? When do you want things to start getting better? When do you want that money to start flowing, that abundance, that prosperity to start flowing? When do you want increase? When do you want that disease to be healed? When do you want to mend that broken relationship? When do you want to see your bank account overflowing? Now. So this is when you have to change your mind. You have to choose to change your mind. Take the high road. Take the high road. Why? Number one is because you unconditionally love yourself. Taking the high road means that you're choosing the highest vibrational thoughts that you can possibly ever choose, with the language you've been given, the grammar you've been given, the words that you've been given. Choose the highest of the highest thoughts, words, beliefs to think and hold on to. We talk about letting go. December 21st was all about letting go. 2021 was all about letting go of what no longer serves you. And I am here to remind you that this is not just food. This is not just the people around you. This is not just all that external stuff. For all the external reality is coming from an internal reality. As within, so without. As above, so below. It's responding to you. Life is responding to your thoughts. Life is responding to your beliefs. Life is responding to every word you choose to speak. You have the audacity to speak it, then the universe has the audacity to create it as your reality. Now, let go of those thoughts, those beliefs that no longer serve you. Look at your life. Look at your life. Look at where you wish to go. Which world do you wish to live in? Do you wish to live in a wicked world, or do you wish to live in a beautiful, loving, harmonious world? Well, you have to start speaking it now. You have to start thinking thoughts that align with that reality now. You have to think thoughts that complement that reality. You have to start seeing an image of yourself that you've never seen before. You have to start seeing that God in you like you've never seen it before. Let it overtake you. Let love overtake you. Let perfection overtake you. Let forgiveness overtake you. Let compassion overtake you. Let go of all of the programming that kept you separate from your brothers and sisters, that kept you separate from that race, that culture, that kept you separate from the holy presence of God. Let go of the thoughts that no longer serve your highest vision of yourself. You are powerful. You are great. You are magnificent. You are strong. You are healed. I am so grateful. All I can do is give thanks because I know who I am. And I'm not afraid to give praise. I'm not afraid to give praise and honor and worship to the holy presence that moves through me as me. Every single cell in my body is God. My eyes are God. My nose are God. My lips are God. My skin is God. My hair is God. My body is God. And I shall speak only blessings. I shall speak only abundance. I shall speak only prosperity into every single cell of this supreme divine intelligence. And I shall be the change. I shall be the thoughts. I shall be the beliefs that I wish to see in this world. I am healed. Hallelujah. My thoughts are healed. Hallelujah. I choose healthy, loving, compassionate, kind thoughts to move God's holy presence into every encounter, into every being that I come across, into my food, into my water, into my environment. I speak only blessings. I speak only prosperity. I speak only increase. Start today. Start today. Your other mind, you've been taught to think that, you know what, only God can think those type of thoughts. Only God can forgive me. Only God can judge me. Only God can create heaven on earth. Only God. Well, God is waking up in you right now. I am here to awaken the God, the giant, the Jesus, the Messiah, the Buddha, the Gandhi. I am here to reawaken that presence inside of you here and now as the Christ lives in me through me. We are here to heal the sick. That's you. We are here to resurrect the dead. That's you. We are here to move mountains with a little bit of faith. Imagine what we can do with a lot of faith, with an abundance of faith. Imagine what we can do to transform. This entire existence is built upon every single thought we think and we hold as true. So reverse the spell, reverse the language, choose to create and speak a different language. It goes a little something like this. I believe in the future of humanity. Everything is always working out for me in magnificent, wonderful, miraculous ways. I am healed. My body knows how to heal itself. I am immune. My immune system is working, is always working for my highest good. Life is everlasting. Life is beautiful. I love life and life loves me. I give myself the finest, most exquisite, most luxurious thoughts to think. It is my food that keeps me forever loved, forever protected, forever provided for. I give it to myself with my own thoughts, my own beliefs, my own consciousness. Yes, you can program yourself for prosperity. Yes, you can program yourself for abundance. Yes, you can speak things into existence. You can choose life more than you choose death. You can choose love more than you choose hate. You can choose to forgive and forget. You don't even remember most of the things that happened throughout the first however many years you are. You know how much you've forgotten? I sit down and I think to myself, well, why would we choose to come into this reality and forget that we're God, that we're good, that we're perfect, that we're all knowing, that we are more? Greater things we shall do. Why did we choose to forget? We probably choose to forget because we've forgiven completely and unconditionally. There's a thing called unconditional love that we talk about, and unconditional love is the very essence of what heaven on earth symbolizes on this planet here and now. With practice, all things are possible. You will learn to speak a new way, speak a new language. You will learn to speak high, holy, supreme, divine things about yourself. And you will see these things that you're speaking manifest and move into form all your fears, all your doubts, all your insecurities come into form as people, places, and circumstances. I was a nerd in school. I love learning. I love words. I love spelling. I love grammar. I love thought and what I can do with it, how I can manipulate my own thoughts and keep it in harmony with my desires fulfilled. Not just keeping it in harmony with what you want. The Lord is your shepherd. You shall not want. You step into the realm of God consciousness, of having consciousness. I have it now. I have it now. It's already mine. It's already mine. I'm already healed. I already have that. I already have that peace. I already have the faith. I already have the prosperity. All I can do right now is give thanks to that holy presence that hears my prayers. My prayers are the very thoughts that I choose to think over and over again. The universe says, well, you keep thinking about it. Baby girl, you keep thinking about it. You keep giving all your focus and all your God power. You keep giving all of your God power to this thing. So you know what? I'm going to keep giving you more of it. You keep talking about it so clearly you must want more of it. Why would you keep talking about it if you didn't want more of that sickness? Why would you keep talking about it if you didn't want more of that dis-ease, more of that whatever it is you're talking about? So I suggest you start talking about having more than enough, giving thanks. Your prayers will go something like this. I am so happy and grateful for another day of life. I am so happy and grateful for the money that I have right now. I am so happy and grateful for the money that I am attracting into my life right now. I am so happy and grateful for this beautiful body. I'm so happy and grateful for the sun that comes out every day. I'm so happy and grateful for increase in my finances, increase in my health, increase in all relationships. I can literally sit down and imagine having, being, and doing the very best that life has to offer. I'm here for it. This is what I'm here for. I'm here to experience the best. I'm here to experience heaven on earth. I know what it's like to experience other things. And I know that I've been thinking these thoughts and believing these thoughts and trusting in a presence outside of myself. I've given my power to external authorities instead of giving the power to myself. If it bleeds like me, if it looks like me, if it breathes like me, then I am it and it is me. It has no power over me. We are on the same page. We are on the same I'm dressed like money because I am money. We were taught to think that money is this outside thing that we must go get. We must chase it. We must go after it. It must be out there. I have to figure out how to get it out there. I have to struggle. I have to hustle. I have to work hard. It's out there. It's the cheese. I'm the mouse. And I must continue to chase the cheese. Chase the cheese and chase the cheese. It's called the rat race. We are more than rats. We are way more than rats. We are the cheese. We are the rat. And we are the wheel at the same time. Everything happens for a divine reason. All of the suffering, all of the trauma. And it would do you well this day to reword all of these things that was handed down to you. What you think is trauma is leveling up. What you think is trauma is masterclass, boot camp, Some of y'all sign up for boot camp right here, right now. Some of y'all sign up for the military right here, right now. The military teaches you how to shoot to kill. Literally. How to go without sleep for days. Literally. I mean, literally you literally put yourself through your own boot camp, through your own suffering. Some people would ask, well, why would God put itself through so much suffering and trauma? Because it's not suffering and trauma to God. It's leveling up. It's ascending. It's what we came here for. It's what we came here for. We love the challenge. We love the challenge. We love to use our minds in so many different ways to create so many different worlds. Why would God send his only begotten son to die for us? Why? Are we that important? Like, why would God send or introduce this Christ consciousness to us if we had no ability to actually be the Christ? It's beyond you. It's greater than you. You'll never ever reach that standard. It's like an unreachable tier that you'll never be good enough. You'll never be clean enough. You'll never be healed enough to get to that point. And this is what that old world that is passing away has taught you, and I am here to remind you and to bring you back to your senses, God. Because you can believe that. Of course you can believe that. You can trust that. You can speak that. You can deem it as facts. But what you don't know, which you now know, is that you have the ability to reverse that belief, to reverse that spell, and you can now create a new spell to override that spell. They say life is short. I say life is everlasting for me, myself, and I. Life is everlasting, and I will speak it, and I will speak it, and I will continue to speak it, and I will believe it, and I will let it overtake me. I will let that God presence overtake me. I will choose to speak what no other man has the audacity to speak. Let's see what happens. You know what happens when you speak that way. You know what happens when you say life is short. I got to work hard. Life is a struggle. You know what it's like because you've been doing it. You've been doing it this whole time. As a good student, it's time to be like, you know what? I've taken that path. I've gone down that belief system. I've manifested some things in that belief system that life is short, life is hard, the world is wicked, the government is unjust and cruel. You know what those thoughts produce. You see it. You can see it in the world. You can see it in your environment. You can see it in your experience. This is why when my own God consciousness came to remind me through different messengers, when the remembrance came back to me that, you know what, you did this to yourself. You call this on yourself. You claimed this thing. You claimed this dis-ease yourself. You were thinking thoughts that were actually in alignment with not having, with less than, with poverty, with dis-ease, with disharmony, chaos, and dysfunction. You didn't make the time to actually go into your subconscious mind, go into that quiet place, go into prayer. You didn't make the time to actually go in there and imagine greater for yourself. Imagine greater for someone else. Use your imagination for greater things. We used to use our imagination for less than great things. We were taught to use our mind, our beliefs, our power to create man in our own image. This is what we were taught to do. We were taught to create this man, this world, everything you see in this world in our own image. What is the image that we hold of ourselves? Let me tell you the image that most people around me hold for themselves. Change them. We all got to die someday. No one is perfect. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. Life is a struggle. Life is hard. The world is a wicked world. I don't trust my government. My government is wicked. My government is doing this, it's doing that. The politicians are corrupt. This is how you think. This is your beliefs. And I know what you think because I used to think the same thoughts. You cannot hide from your thoughts. You cannot hide from your thoughts because your thoughts is your life pushed out right in front of you. You cannot hide. I know what a person is thinking based upon their life experience. You can come to me and tell me what your life is like. And I'm listening to all your words. I'm listening to the passion behind your words. I'm listening to how you feel when you're saying the words. I'm listening to all of it. I'm listening to your life. I know what your life, what you're thinking based upon what your life looks like. If your life is hard, I know that you've rehearsed, and you've cast a spell upon yourself that says life is hard. And this is how it's supposed to be. The churches said this is how it's supposed to be. Your parents said this is how it's supposed to be. Life is supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be struggle. If you work hard. If you get that next job, maybe you'll be successful in the land of the dead. Even when you look at the money itself, it's all dead people on the money. We chop down the tree, we chop down the plant, literally, and we transform that into what we call paper, and we worship this piece of paper as if it's God, when you are the God. You are the God. There are beings on this planet that literally walk around with no paper in their pocket, no paper money, no coin money, and they are thriving. All their needs are met. They're not concerned with the world of humankind. The animal world, the animal kingdom, the insect kingdom, nature itself is who we are. When we choose thoughts that goes against our birthright, which is freedom in every form. Freedom. It's free to live. It's free. Air is free. Water is free. Sunshine is free. And it's not even that it's necessarily free. It just flows freely because the system is set up to be self-sustaining. This is exactly what your body does until you decide to put a spell on yourself and say life is hard. I have to get sick. I have to grow old and I have to die. And I believe it. And I believe it. And I talk about it with my friends and I talk about it with my family. This is your belief system. So look into your world. Don't be surprised when your world looks like the thoughts and beliefs that you choose to hold. Come on, look at your world. I live in my imagination. I now know the power that I have to call those things that be not as though they were. I know the power I have to speak prosperity, abundance, love, gratitude, forgiveness, compassion, mercy, grace, perfection, heaven. You can speak hell into your life, or you can speak heaven into your life. You can choose to think beautiful thoughts about your government, or you can choose to think that your government is out to get you. They're out to get you in the worst way. You can choose to assume a higher vibrational thought and trust and believe when I tell you, if you persist in this positive programming, you will see a positive experience. You will experience a positive experience, and you will see the world transform right in front of your physical eyes. If you persist, just as long as it took you a minute to rehearse all those words, all the language that your environment spoke, all the language that your parents taught you to think. It took you a little minute, but you rehearsed it. You rehearsed the way that your parents speak. You rehearsed the language of your media programming. You rehearsed the language that was set out for you in the books, the educational system. Lo and behold, the educational system is supposed to tell you that life is supposed to be fun for you. The quality of your thoughts is the quality of your life. The quality of your thoughts is the quality of your life. I do not subscribe, join forces, agree, and claim as true nothing that does not exude abundance, prosperity, love, forgiveness, compassion, mercy, heaven in me. I refuse to believe those thoughts that keep me disempowered as God. I choose to think thoughts that keep me in harmony, 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 harmony. This is a song. The universe is a song. It's music. Don't worry. There's lies out there, but there's truth in between the lies. And you can see it clearly when you become the change you wish to see. When you become the light, you see the light in this world. When you become love and you love yourself on a supernatural level, when you love yourself as God, you'll start to see love everywhere. You'll start to see heaven everywhere. You'll start to see the abundance everywhere. What you're speaking is what you're living. What you're speaking is what you're living. What you say is what you get. There's actually a book, beautiful book. What you say is what you get. It's called Hung by the Tongue. Hung by the tongue. Your very own judicial system makes it so clear for you how you should think, how you should speak. Never say anything that incriminates you, God. You have the right to remain silent and go into the silence and imagine greater things, a greater government, a greater world, greater finances, greater relationships, greater everything, greater food, greater air, greater environments. It all starts here. Leave the mirror and change your face. You're trying to change the mirror. Every time you go out there and you're trying to protest and you're trying to wave down and you're trying to fight the power and fight the forces, your work is spiritual, and it always has been. 90% of all your work is thought. 99% of it is thought. And the only work, your greatest fight, and stop using the word fight, because fighting, why would you even want to fight? Life is supposed to be easy for you. When you think easier thoughts, you ain't got to fight, man. When you know how to make love to your own imagination, you don't have to fight anymore. The fighting is over when you learn how to make love to your own wonderful imagination. Imagine a greater world, and so shall it be. Think the best of others as you think the best for yourself. Jesus said, love others the way you love yourself. That's exactly what's happening right now. The amount of love that's moving into this world is the amount of love that we have taken the time to cultivate and grow within ourselves. We're looking for this external love. We're looking for it through our relationships with men and women. We're looking for it in our family and friends. We're looking for it in the books and the pills and the everything. We're just looking for love. When the love is really right here inside of you, the Garden of Eden is inside of you. And you must go into that mind of yours and cultivate. You have to grow. You have to plant seeds. You got to plant the seeds of your thoughts. And you got to keep planting seeds of abundance, prosperity, love, like you've never experienced it before. And you must cultivate this love, this abundance, this prosperity inside of yourself. It doesn't come without you. It comes from within you. It doesn't come from without you. It comes from within you. This world is responding to your thoughts. And until you make the time, and it's the most important work, make the time. You do not have to physically sit in front of your oppressor and make them apologize to you. You manipulate the energy in your own mind. You go into the silence of your childlike imagination and you have a conversation with your oppressor. If you need to have a conversation with your parents, do it. You need to have a conversation with the government, you do it right there. That's where you do all of your work. That's where all things are possible. Yes, this is where all things are possible. You have that difficult conversation with the person that abused you or oppressed you in your imagination. And you see it going well. You see the conversation going well. You see a smile on that person's face. You see a smile on your face. You see tears of joy running down your face. You get that apology in your imagination. You get all understanding and all knowing in your imagination. The more time you spend in your imagination is the more healing, more healed you'll feel. It's like going into psychological surgery with yourself, for yourself, because you love yourself, because you're God, and God is the very unconditional presence of love. When it says unconditional, that's the kind of love you must cultivate for yourself. It doesn't matter what you did. It does not matter what you did to who and what you did it to. The only thing that you're responsible for is to repent, turn around, let go of those thoughts, those unforgiving thoughts, those resentful thoughts, those hurtful thoughts that you keep sending out. Every time you think it about that person, place, or circumstance, you're sending off signals. You're God. You can't see the signals, but you'll see it with the people, places, and circumstances that's giving you feedback. That's why it's called feedback. Whatever you feed your reality, whatever thoughts you choose, and it's all magic. You're doing it magically. You're sending that person love magically. You're sending that person forgiveness magically. Why? Because you finally realize that there is no separation between you and your oppressor. You and your enemy are one. God created the devil through his own thought. Through her own thought, God created the devil. The devil goes against everything that's life, everything that's true. What's true is that you are worthy. What's true is that you are healed. You are perfectly perfect in every way. So from now on, the words that come out of your mouth is agreement with God. I am healed. It doesn't matter what the body is saying. It doesn't matter what the world is saying. It doesn't matter what the doctor says. It doesn't matter what that piece of paper says. You say God. You say you agree with God. And you assume the best thoughts. You are the supreme authority. No doctor, no government, no nothing. All the government and doctor is doing is showing you your own fears, your own securities, and your own doubts. Your doubts are like your traitors. your own doubts in yourself. These are the doubts that you have about yourself and what you're capable of. Doubting Thomas, that could be you. You are here to strengthen that, to overcome that, to become the very Messiah of your own life, because you've always been. You're here to save yourself. It's not about anybody else, because everybody else is you. Everybody else is reflecting you. Everyone else is reflecting you. You came into contact with this person because you were in vibrational alignment with that person, place, or circumstance. Here is the truth of it all. You attracted it. You created it. Whether you were a baby in your mother's womb or you're 73 years young right now staring at me in the face, you created it with the thoughts that you keep holding on to. The thoughts that you keep holding on to are the thoughts that you call your beliefs. I believe it. I believe it. And as sure and as confident as you are, when you believe that life is short and everybody must die, is just as sure as you must be that life is everlasting, life is abundant. You don't have to go and experience things that other people have experienced because you've done the work. You've done the work to purify your own soul, redeem your own soul. You have the power to literally forgive and forget anything that you've ever done. Anything that you feel guilty for, that you feel trauma about, just know. We like to talk about trauma. We like to talk about our oppressors. We like to talk about what they did to us. Blame, blame, blame. But we forget that we also played a part, because life is a stage and we are merely players, and every single person is playing out all the different secret thoughts that you got going on, all the different secret doubts you have about yourself, all your different secret insecurities. They're gonna play out as people, places, and circumstances. These were your parents. These were your oppressors. These were all those. These are thought forms that come into your reality to show you. You know what? You need to fine tune that thought you got right there. You need to fine tune that little belief you got right there. If you want to experience something different, if you want to ascend, if you want to experience heaven on earth, you cannot go to heaven with low hell-like thoughts. You cannot use your power, your imagination, to imagine the worst in this world, to imagine the worst in this person. You cannot use your power to imagine that and expect not to see it pop up. And if you don't know what you've been thinking, guess what? You'll get that feedback. You'll know exactly what you've been thinking by the people, places, and circumstances. Babies think too. Babies are thinking too. Before the baby even came into form, the baby was a thought. And that baby is a projection of your own fears, your own doubts, your own securities, or the opposite. It's a reflection of your own love, your own mercy, your own grace. It's all self-reflection. Master the self, master your mind, and you become a mastermind. So I don't look at people as people. I don't look at places as places. I don't look at circumstances as circumstances. It's all energy. God is energy. Oxygen. Energy. Everything is energy. Moving and manipulating. People, places, circumstances are coming into form. So, I had something here that I wrote down. I had something right here that I wrote down. And yeah. Okay. We talked about taking the high road. Well, why I gotta take the high road? Why I gotta be the one to always take the high road? Because you want to go to heaven. It's simple. Because you want to experience what heaven feels like, what heaven looks like right here on earth. Is it possible? I already told you the answer to that. All things are possible if you believe. When you believe. When you believe in your own magnificence. When you believe in your own power to create worlds. When you believe in your own power to heal any disease. Believe it, and you'll see it. Believe in the impossible, and you'll experience the impossible. You'll experience what people thought were miracles written in the Bible. Miracles. They were in such awe that this man, this being, could actually do this with his own mind. He can literally heal other people with his own mind. Yes. The minute that you assume the feeling of that person, completely healed. It don't matter what somebody says to you. It doesn't matter what the doctor says. It doesn't matter the word. They could give that person a death toll. In your mind, that person is healed. And if the person that you're talking to believe it, notice that whenever Jesus went to heal somebody, he had a little conversation with the person. Be it done unto you as your faith is. Do you believe that I can heal you? Then you surely will be healed by your own faith. Your own faith has made you whole. Your own faith in yourself has made you whole. I'm only here to facilitate these thoughts for you. I'm only here to help you to really go in there and do some cleaning. You can clean your house all you want. If your mind is stuck on unforgiveness, your mind is stuck on they did this to me, they're wrong, I didn't play no part in it. You played a part and you did it in your own imagination. You did it in your own thoughts. Sending thoughts constantly to that person. He's this, he's that. This is the way it is. This is the way it has to be. This ain't right. This is unfair. This is unjust. All that stuff that goes on in your mind becomes your reality. I'm speaking from personal experience, and I'm not the only person that's trying to get these messages to you. We're not trying. We're getting these messages to you so that at the end of your so-called where there is no end, you cannot die. You simply transform into something else. That's all it is. That's all that experience is. And you do not have to die. You do not have to sacrifice your body for you to go to heaven. You do not have to leave this physical body, which is the temple of God. Speak something different on this body. Believe something different about this body. Believe something greater about this body. Every time I hear someone say, the body is this and the body is temporary and the body, I cringe because it's a spell that you've already spelled on yourself. This is your own beliefs that's forming into your own body. It must answer to your will. If you have the audacity to believe it, speak it, and act like it, and take on and let that whole expression possess you, you can literally sit and have a body that's in pain, and you can literally go into the silence of your own imagination and see your body as well. Feel your body being well. Jump, skip, see yourself laughing. See yourself experiencing the best of the best. See yourself driving that car. See yourself at the beach. See yourself. You can literally be in a jail cell, and you can go into your own imagination, and you can be right at the beach in a jail cell. We are multi-dimensional, miraculous, magnificent, extraordinary, supernatural gods. They told us we're humans, but we are God in the flesh. God manifested. God manifested this life of yours. You are the living, breathing God. And if they told you this in the very beginning, you would have a completely different experience. All things are possible. Again, I shall say to thee, choose ye this day who you will serve. Are you serving the God of poverty, dysfunction, dis-ease? Are you serving that God by giving it so much attention, talking about it all the time, believing in that God, believing in everything that a doctor says, believing in everything outside of you? Or are you choosing to serve the God of abundance, the God of prosperity, the God of healing, the God of extraordinary abilities, the God of anything? Your mind can conceive any and every reality. You're doing it now. You're literally looking at yourself experiencing a parallel reality right in front of your eyes. When you look at that other human being, when you look at me, I am you experiencing life as you from a different perspective. Right there next to you. I'm living here, right here with you. I'm in this world, but I'm no part of it. I'm no part of it. My world is beautiful, man. I will not speak nothing less than this being a beautiful, beautiful world. I live in a beautiful government. My government is here to protect and serve me, and so shall it be. And this is what I experience. My police officers are here to protect and serve me, but be careful. Be wise, for you have the right to remain silent. Everything that you say, everything that you think, everything that you believe can be used against you or for you in the Supreme Court of Law, the Supreme Universal Court of Law. They also have a saying that goes, if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing. Why? Because the minute that you speak it, your first physical manifestation is speaking it or writing it. That's the first form of physical manifestation. You spoke it into this physical realm. It's like the breath of life goes out. You push it with the words in your mind. When you say a word, what your mind does is pull up a picture. Because that's how you've been trained. You link a word to a picture. Like if you say apple. Apple is a word. All your mind sees is the apple itself. It's not seeing the word apple. It's visualizing an apple. In fact, the minute that you say apple, you can even smell it. A lemon. Let's go to a lemon or a pineapple. You don't physically have to have the pineapple right in your hands for you to experience it. You know what a pineapple smells like. You know what it tastes like. You can literally taste it right now. Running down, this is how vivid you have to make your imagination. You have to use this muscle. You've been trained not to use it. You've been trained to let it go. That it's childlike stuff. It's childlike play stuff. This is where all your power is. When you were a little boy, little girl, your imagination was on fire. And you manifested everything that you wanted. You manifested parents that literally catered to your every whim. And if it wasn't a parent, it was some form, shape. Somebody took care of you up until now. Somebody got you through your childhood for you to even make it to now. Give thanks. I know your childhood may not have been what people call the best, but it was the best for you to become the person that you desire to be. Your highest version, the highest version of yourself. You chose those parents. You chose those parents. You chose everything that you went through, and you chose it for a divine reason. Just like you would say to yourself, well, why would I choose to go through all of this suffering? For the same reason that Jesus the Christ chose to go through all that suffering. For God so loved the world. You're doing it for love because you love yourself. You're here to free yourself and redeem yourself. You sent yourself in this form to go through whatever you need to go through to get you to that place, to get you to that place of understanding and overstanding who you really are and the power that you truly possess. God in man is man in God. The two must become one. For you to experience heaven on earth, you must align yourself with the divine, supreme, magnificent, miraculous power of God that is greater than anything in this world. That's the power that the Christ was talking to you about. What is in you is greater than what is in this world. You have the power to transform your world with the thoughts that you choose to think about your world. Every single person around you can agree and speak and act as if this world is wicked, this world is terrible. You are the one person, the one Messiah, the one crowned in consciousness, ruling with Christ in heaven on earth. You be that one, that Neo, that one in your whole generation, you are the one believer to believe in the impossible, to believe in greater, to believe even greater things we shall do. You thought Jesus the Christ did something? You're about to see some miracles upon miracles upon miracles that will make you drop to your knees. Remember this video this day. I told you you were greater than what they told you. I told you you had miracles inside of you. I told you you had powers and worlds inside of you. I told you you had God in you. Remember what I told you. We're sent here to give you these messages. It comes out of each one of us in a different way. The way it comes out of you is exactly the way that the person, the place, the person that you need to reach, which is you, it comes out of you exactly the way it's supposed to. I want to leave you with this last thought. I've been through a lot of trauma. I've been through a lot of abuse, just like you have. When you get to know yourself and you understand the power of your mind, the law of attraction, metaphysics, the power of your mind, the law of assumption, you're going to learn all these things about yourself that you didn't even know that you could actually do. You didn't know you could have, be, or do these things, but the more you grow in consciousness is the more you'll realize how magnificent you really are. And I'm telling you this because I've gone through all of these things. On a vibrational level, on a vibrational, metaphysical, subatomic, subconscious level, there are no victims. No one is a victim, not even a baby. No one is a victim. You signed up for this. You chose this. You're here for a reason. You are here to show the way, to pave a way, to be that person, to be that change, to break the spell, to break all the generational curses, because it's on repeat until somebody has the audacity to believe in the impossible. It's bringing me to tears just to think about it. You are the one that can believe the impossible. If you're watching this video, a lot of people think you're a weirdo. You're just weird. How? I mean, you're just gonna forgive him? Yes. Yes, and I'm gonna let it go. And I'm gonna let go of all the thoughts that I was thinking about that person in the past, in the future, and now. I'm gonna let go of all the thoughts that I've been thinking about this person, and I am choosing consciously to rehabilitate and heal my perspective of this person in my mind. I can see this person differently. I can think different thoughts about this person. I can choose to assume the best thoughts about my government. I can choose to assume the best thoughts about my so-called oppressors. The enemy is within. For if there is no enemy within, the enemy without cannot trigger you. It cannot harm you. It cannot touch you. You will literally walk You will literally rise in front of all your enemies, in front of all your doubts, your fears, your oppressors, your challenges. You will literally rise above everything, and you will be exalted to the high throne of the Most High God. But you must get through this. This last test is your ability to believe the impossible, your ability to be grateful for the good and the bad, to be grateful for your oppressor, to be grateful for your government, to be grateful for your parents, to be grateful for every experience. If you're alive to even tell the story, this is your purpose. There is a purpose in the tribulation. There's a blessing in the lesson. And all you got to do is keep asking yourself those important questions that you've never asked yourself before. Why did I choose to go through this? And what is the lesson that I'm supposed to learn so I can graduate? So I can graduate in consciousness and move to the next level. Because I deserve it. I'm worthy of the best life. I deserve the best life possible. So I'm going to give my thoughts the best life possible. I'm going to give my body the best thoughts. I'm going to give my food the best thoughts. This is what prayer is. This is what blessing your food is. You change the frequency when you speak certain words. Fucku is on a lower vibration than thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Pay attention to how you feel when you say the word. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, say the same word, even though I don't think you should say it, but say the same word. See how you feel. You're going to get a different feeling because it's on a completely different, certain tones, certain words have different vibrational tones. You got to get to understand that your music, and you must harmonize with the music of your heart's desire, love, God, prosperity, abundance. They're all on the same frequency. Gratitude, love, appreciation, abundance, prosperity. They're all on a higher frequency. I am rich is on a higher frequency than I am poor. Poor is on a lower frequency. It's on a lower tone. You're going to attract everything on that poor frequency. The minute that you speak it, it's like you're playing the tune of it. So it must come back. It's a ricochet. It's going to come back to you. You're going to get it back. The universe is harmonizing with you. So you speak poor, the universe is going to give you people, places, and circumstances that's going to keep you feeling poor, speaking poor, acting like you poor. It's going to keep you there until you choose to speak and believe something different about yourself, because it's possible. Speaking is free. Your words are free. The breath of life is free. Use everything that was given to you freely to change your reality, because you can do this, man.
Oh, shit.
I am poor is on a different frequency than I am rich. You don't need to see any evidence of it. Your faith is the evidence of it. When you speak it is the first evidence of it. And you keep speaking it, now it's moving. You keep speaking it, now it becomes a belief. You keep speaking it, you're going to start to feel it. You're going to start feeling it. You're going to start feeling it. You're going to start feeling like money. You're going to start feeling valuable. You're going to start feeling worthy. The minute that you say, I am worthy, the frequency of worthiness will overtake you. You got to keep doing it, though. It's got to be repetitive. It's got to be persistent. You got to keep doing it every day. You got to keep speaking it all the time. You got to keep writing it down all the time. You got to go to anytime you feel a little kind of way. Anytime you feel a little kind of way, you have to go to your recorder, go to YouTube, go to whatever, go click on some music that's going to make you feel good. Put on that jazz, put on that reggae. Put on some classical music. Step out of your range of the frequencies that you're listening to is keeping you on a certain frequency. I'm talking about trap music. It keeps you on a certain frequency. Raise your level of music. Open yourself up to classical music. Open up yourself up to jazz. Listen to that more than you listen to. If you're experiencing a life that you really want to change, you're going to need to change everything. It's time to clean house. Make sure the words are clean. Make sure the words are opulent. Make sure the words are luxurious. Make sure the words are easy. Has you feeling at ease, having you feeling life is good, life is great. You're feeling great. Make sure the words keep you in gratitude. Gratitude is one of the number one things that I keep talking about because there's so few people talking about it. It is the secret. Just keep giving thanks. You Are Creators has a video all about gratitude. Every single video I put out is about being grateful. Stop asking for stuff. Stop complaining and just get into gratitude. Every time you feel like you want to ask the universe for something, you feel like you don't have something, you feel like you're lacking something. Anytime you feel those vibrations, you need to step your gratitude up. That's all it's telling you to do. It's to step your gratitude up. Anytime you low on money, you feel like you low on this, you need to start checking your self-worth, your self-love. You need to start paying attention to what you're saying to yourself. You need to start paying attention to how you talk about money, which is you. You got to speak lovingly. You got to speak only positively. You got to keep inviting money into your life. Prosperity. I love you, money. I appreciate you, money. I have so much money. I'm so happy and grateful for all the money that keeps coming to me. Money comes to me easily and frequently. I love to be around money, and money loves to be around me because I'm always speaking positively about money. Money is a vibration. It's an energy, just like a person. If you're sitting there and you're feeling bad and you talking bad about money, you talking negatively about money, money doesn't like to be around you. You got to keep praising yourself, man. You got to act like you're worthy. You got to feel like you're worthy. And even if you don't feel it yet, just start speaking it. Just start. It's free to just, you know what? I'm just going to keep talking about it. Even if I don't feel it right now, I'm just going to keep speaking it. I'm just going to keep calling it. I'm just going to keep speaking it. I have so much money. I'm so happy for all the money that's coming to me. Money comes to me easily and frequently. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. Increase, increase, increase. Abundance, abundance, abundance. I am worthy. I am worthy of these words that I speak to myself. These words help me to feel good, to help me vibe and high. I feel good. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful to be able to speak these words. I'm so grateful to be able to call these things into me. I'm so grateful that I'm conscious of my words. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Switch from asking to thanking. Anything that you wish, anything that you desire to have into your life right now, start claiming it and start giving thanks for it now. Nobody taught me this when I was first learning the law of attraction. Nobody taught me this. I had to learn this through life experience. And of course, master teachers that came to me. There's more. There's more than just asking, praying. God, can you give me this today, God? Can you give me that today, God? Do that, God. Instead of asking for anything, because it implies you do not have it, and the universe is going to keep giving you implications that you do not have it. Start claiming it. Stop begging and start claiming it. It's already done. When you believe it, it says in the Bible, whenever you pray, believe you have received. Most of the time, if you sit down and you listen to your words, you sit down and listen to your conversations, you sit down and listen to the things that you're writing, you can already see that you are not in believing mode. You're not. This happens to me for years. I used to be like, okay, well, what's going on? You're over there talking with your friends about not having this money to do what you need to do. You're over there talking, agreeing with your friends, talking with your family because you are the Messiah. You're there agreeing with them. You're worried. You're stressed out. You don't know where the money's coming from. You don't know how you're going to be healed. You don't know. You're worried. You're not in believing mode. You're in worry mode. You're on a lower frequency than the frequency that'll actually heal you. There's certain tones that will heal you. When you listen to certain music, like 432 hertz, that's on that frequency of thank you, love, appreciation. Dr. Emoto, I think his name is, did an experiment with water. You are over 70% water. You're water. He did an experiment where he spoke into different glasses of water, froze it. He put the words on the water, spoke the words into the water, froze it, and then he took a picture of it. And the things that were spoken to the water that were beautiful, thank you, I love you, things like that. The water was so beautiful. The crystals were so aligned and perfect and beautiful. And then you look at the water that was, I hate you. I hate you. There was one, I hate you, and something else. Words that we use. Sending off that frequency into the water. And it was all murky. You look at the pictures of the words that were spoken, the things that were spoken into the water that had those lower vibrate. Wasn't pretty to look at. It wasn't pretty to look at. So you have to look at yourself and start speaking these things into yourself. We must change. That's the only way to change our reality. We have to change first. There is no change without you changing. Your government is not going to change until you change your thoughts about the government. Your family's not going to change until you change your thoughts about your family to more loving, beautiful, harmonious, forgiving thoughts. Know that on some level you created it. The more and more you become spiritually mature, you will start to learn all the reasons and how you created this particular thing with this person, this particular trauma, this particular oppression. Whatever it is, you played a significant part in calling it and attracting it to yourself, whether you were a baby in your mother's womb or you are 77 years young. You're doing it all the time through thought. Even a baby in the womb is absorbing the thoughts of its mother. It's kind of like people will ask, well, how did that baby attract that? How did the baby attract sickness? How did the baby attract that happening to it? What kind of thoughts are the baby thinking? Whatever the mom's thoughts were when she was, from the minute you're in the womb, mom is talking. Mom is having conversations. Mom is passing on all her DNA, all of her ancestry, good, bad, everything. All of her history is being downloaded into you. The way she thinks is being downloaded into you. You're hearing every word. You're hearing every belief. Faith comes by hearing. Faith comes by hearing. Over and over in the womb, you started to create a conception of yourself from your mom's own conception of herself. Your mom is actually you. And you keep repeating the cycle over and over again, just like that video game that you want to master. You keep playing that game over and game over. You click it back on, you get back on there again, and you start the game over again, and you start again, because this time you're going to win. This time you're going to get through that monster. This time you're going to go to level 3. This time you're going to make it to that next level. This is what life is all about for you, and it's exciting. It's supposed to be exciting. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be joyful. We created this world that we're looking at with our own, what I used to call stinking thinking. And I can listen to you talk, and I can already tell, yep, I already know what you're experiencing just by listening to the way that you talk. I can even tell what's going on with you by the music that you listen to. I can tell what's going on with you because you don't even know that the words and the music is literally putting a spell on you. It's hypnotizing you. With the tones, with the words. The artist themselves sometimes doesn't even know because there's other writers writing the song for them. It keeps you in that loop, in that cycle, in that reincarnation. Your mom is you, you're your mom. Your mom was thinking the same thoughts that your grandmother was thinking. Your grandmother, your great-grandmother was thinking those same thoughts too. And her mother did too, and her mother did too, and her mother did too. Now it's time to break those chains. Think something different. Eat something different. Put on some different clothes. Go take off your shoes and go walk in the dirt. Connect with Mother Nature. Do something different, man. You're here to shake things up. You're here to do something different. They might think you a little weird, but so they thought the same thing of the Messiah. The difference is that we are rewriting this story of the Messiah. The Messiah's story doesn't have to end in death and sacrifice of the human temple of God. It doesn't have to end. This is a rebirth that happens right here, right now, in this body. And this body, this life, this experience is worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy of experiencing what heaven would be like right here on earth right now. You do it with the thoughts that you're choosing. Just take it one day at a time. One day at a time. Just start fine-tuning your thoughts, cleansing your thoughts. One of my next videos will be cleanliness is godliness. When you clean your house, make sure you're cleaning your mind too. Your house and how it looks is a reflection of whatever your mind is thinking. Make sure you're cleaning out your mind too, just like you're cleaning out your house. It's not just about out there. It's mostly about in here. Clean thoughts, pure thoughts, holy thoughts, sacred thoughts, divine thoughts, forgiving thoughts, compassionate thoughts. You have to learn to forgive your government. Your government is you. You have to learn to forgive the people that caused you those traumas. Those people are you. Your ancestors couldn't do it. Your grandmother couldn't do it. You are here to transcend all of that. All things are possible. Anytime that you doubt yourself, anytime you get into fearful mode, anytime you start wavering left to right, just remember, all things are possible. Let love guide you. Let love heal you. Grow with the flow. Grow with the flow. So yeah, peace. Prosperity. I send you peace. I send you prosperity. I send you abundance. Keep speaking it upon yourself. Keep speaking it into your existence in the now. Already having it. Play the part. Start to embody the character that already has it. Embody that character. Walk like that character. Speak like that character. All you need to do is continue to be grateful because you have so much, and so much more is on its way to you because you are in receiving mode when you are focused on gratitude. I am so grateful for the new and wonderful government that is coming into fruition right here, right now. This government is in you. This government is inside of you. The more love that you send to the government is the more loving you'll see your government. Understand that hurt people hurt people. One vibration links with the next vibration. This is the deep part of the message that I got today. This is the deep part. The abuser and the abused is on the same vibrational frequency. Anybody in here that studies the law of attraction, here it goes. It's a little heavy. The abused and the abuser is on the same vibrational frequency. You cannot meet the person. The person can come to you. You're not going to be attracted to the person. You're not on the same vibration with the person if you're on a different frequency. When I was a child, and I used to think the worst thoughts about myself. I used to blame my family and the people around me for what they did to me that caused the different traumas that I had to go through with them. Not knowing that the secret thoughts, the secret hateful, abusive thoughts that I had about myself. Abuse is the thoughts that you have that lead you into depression and suicide. That's abuse. That's abuse. If you ever feel unworthy, you're thinking abusive thoughts about yourself. If you're feeling unloved, unsupported, you are giving yourself thoughts that are abusive. If you're thinking something about somebody else, just know that even if you're thinking about someone else negatively, the negativity is in you and it's coming from you and is being cultivated in you. For you to even be able to send hate to someone else, the hate has to be in you for you to actually send it. The hate is inside of you. The resentment is inside of you. The guilt, the shame, the self-hate is inside of you. Your biggest hater is you with your own thoughts. That's why I keep telling you, love yourself with every thought that you think. Even when you're thinking about somebody else, you're still thinking about you, because the vibration of the words that you're speaking about that person is literally forming in your body. You're speaking, you're feeling the feelings. The breath of life is coming out of you as you're speaking these words to that person, not knowing that it's coming right back to you. It's coming right back to you. Return to sender. Everything you think about somebody else, everything that you're saying about somebody else, return to sender. Just that's why. That's why you want to choose better thoughts. You don't have to be in front of this person. You don't have to be physically in the same place with them. You can go into your own imagination and have a loving conversation, healing conversation, forgiving conversation, transformative conversation with this person. See it going well. Assume the best thoughts. This person is going to understand everything you're saying to them in silent, subconscious ritual, the sacred thoughts of your mind. You go into there with that person and you see yourself forgiving that person. You see yourself and that person healed. When I figured all of this out is when I went on a campaign of loving myself. Not trying to look for it in my partner, not trying to look for it in my parents, not trying to look for it outside of myself. All of these people are just showing you what you are cultivating inside of you. You have to give it to yourself. Everything that you want, everything that you need, you must give it to yourself. Your happiness is your responsibility. The way you think is your responsibility. The beliefs that you want to believe is your responsibility. You can choose to believe life is good, or you can choose to believe life is bad. It's all up to what you believe. And hey, so as you say it, so it shall be. Keep saying it. Keep believing it. Watch and see what's going to happen. Test yourself. Test yourself. So I'm going to leave you with that. It's kind of deep. Nothing comes into your life just cause. It's just random. It just happened. I just happened to meet that person. I just happened to marry that person. I just happened to marry that person. That person's on the same vibrational frequency as you somehow, some way, and you both have the same lesson to learn. That's why y'all are both in it together. Y'all have the same lesson to learn, and 9 times out of 10, it's either forgiveness, self-love, or becoming a more grateful individual. So I'll leave you with those thoughts. No one is a victim in this life, in this reality. God is not a victim, and everything is God. Everything that's playing out is in divine order. All is well. Just trust and believe. Once you've left that relationship, once you've bounced out of that trauma and you forgive and you let go and all that, you start loving yourself with every thought. Let me tell you, life becomes so beautiful. You can still be in the same room with anybody. Anybody that did anything with you, you could still be in the same room. You think it's impossible? All things are possible. I have witnessed and seen someone actually murder a family member of someone. And the family member stands right in front of that person and says, you know what? I forgive you. I forgive you. Don't forgive and see what happens. Don't forgive and you cannot be forgiven. You cannot be forgiven. If you don't forgive, if you don't forgive that person, Let it go to the point, you are letting it go to the point that you have literally forgotten it. As time progresses, you'll actually forget. The more time you give yourself on this earth, the more time that you live longer. Just keep living longer. Shoot for 200. Shoot for 500. Shoot for 2,000. Let your imagination run wild. The longer you live, the more you're going to forget. The only way for you to have a loving relationship with this person is for you to willingly, consciously forget. Literally. Like, I don't remember. Because I have flushed my mind with so many positive things about you, so many positive things about myself. I have grown in spiritual maturity to such a point that I can let anything go, even death. That's the point that you're going to get to as the Christ consciousness overtakes you, as that Buddha consciousness overtakes you. Whatever it is that you hold in high esteem, it will overtake you. To the point that someone can come to harm you, like Jesus said. It happened to Jesus, where someone will come to harm you. They came to arrest him because they thought he was blasphemous. How are you speaking these things? You think you're God? You're claiming to be God? You're healing people's sickness? You're doing all of this stuff? You're making us look bad. They came to arrest Jesus, and one of Jesus' disciples, in his ignorance, chopped off the soldier's ear in the Bible. I know all the stories. Chopped off the man's ears with his sword, ready to fight him. And what did Jesus do? This is taking the high road that I'm telling you to do. You're doing it because it's for you. You're doing it for you. And he healed the man. He put his ear right back on, brand new as ever. Healed the man right in front of his disciples' eyes. Now, what was that supposed to teach his disciples exactly? What was that supposed to teach him? All things are possible. You see, the people that hurt you is what you have to realize. The people that hurt you or cause you trauma, your oppressors, they were oppressed. They had trauma that they were dealing with. It's a recurring cycle over and over and over again. It's that trauma that lives in your DNA from way back when. Nobody wants to do the work to heal it because it requires so much of you. You have to ascend. You have to forgive. You have to let go of everything that you were taught about yourself and what you can and cannot do. Like I said, all things are possible. It is possible for you to forgive the worst trauma, the worst person that ever did anything to you, and forget about it. The reason I'm telling you about the forget part is for you to have a loving existence with this person. You might not even want to, but what happens when you return to that spiritual realm where you think you shed the body, and you think everything is over? Hey, when the person sheds their body, guess who you gonna see on the other side? Guess who you still gonna have to see on the other side? So you gonna go to heaven and sit there and not talk to the person and still hold all of that inside of you for that person? Really? Really? It's eating away at you, not them. It's harming you. When you don't forgive, it's hurting you. When you think about that person and you're like, you haven't forgotten. Now, if I was to magically hypnotize you, put you in a trance, and literally wipe that memory out, literally wipe the memory of that trauma, that oppression, wipe it out of your memory, it can be done. You would wake up, and when you see that person, you would feel absolutely no way. You could hang around them, you could be around them, you could be in the same room. You give them a brand new chance to be a brand new person because you've given yourself a brand new chance to have a brand new relationship with that person. It doesn't matter what they do. It only matters what you're thinking. It doesn't matter what they're thinking. You won't even see them in your reality if you're not in vibrational harmony with them somehow. You cut the cord, you clear the karma. You clear the karma. You don't have to repeat the cycle again. You don't have to go through the lesson again. You have figured out how to do this while you are still alive in the body, in the flesh. You are consciously choosing to forgive and forget, because forgetting is the only way that you'll have a clean start with that person. A clean start. I don't remember. Even if somebody tries to bring it up, I don't remember. It's intentional psychological Alzheimer's. It's intentional dementia. You keep the lesson. You keep the good parts. You keep the lesson in your memory. You keep the good feelings about that person, and you let go of all that other stuff that keeps you heavy, that keeps your heart heavy. You must be light as a feather to enter the gates of heaven, for you to experience this world that I am ushering you into. You must do this. You must become the Christ of your own life. What would Jesus do? Well, that's what Jesus do. He's perfect. So are you. Well, what would Jesus do? That's all you got to ask yourself. What would Jesus? It's the same thing as saying, what would God do? What would Jesus do? That whole story is about you and what you are capable of doing. It's all about you and what you're capable of doing. People think it's all about manifesting this stuff. Oh, I'm going to have so much money. I'm going to have so much houses and cars and shoes and all of this stuff. That's not what this whole thing is about. It's about what you are vibrationally, spiritually able to do. It's way more transformative to you as a soul to forgive your oppressor. I'm talking about on an extreme level to where you don't even remember. These are the conversations that I have that most people cannot conceive of with me. So I'm over here in my little world. I'm talking to you from a camera because the way that I speak is like, what? That is impossible. That is irrational. You got to become a little irrational. And I don't care. I don't care. It's like when you get to the Christ consciousness, it's like, I don't care what you think. I'm going to forgive them anyway. Why? Because it makes me feel so good. And it's all about feeling good, feeling free. I feel so free. I feel so free. I feel so free. I broke all the chains off of me. When I see you, I feel nothing but love. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The antidote. Any true healer knows when someone is hurting, if somebody hurt you, it's because they were hurt. And now you're going to be hurt too and transfer that hurt to your children. Then you're going to keep talking about it with somebody else. You're going to transfer that hurt. Every child you have, you transfer all of that into their DNA. Come on now. We can do greater things. We have the power to literally create a brand new world for ourselves. Give people another chance. Give people another chance. Somebody that hurt you can actually heal. Have you considered that? The person that hurt you, caused you all that trauma, they were hurt. So they had no other place to go but hurt. Hurt people. But what I keep saying to you is that hurt people can heal. Hurt people can claim healing. Hurt people can change because I've changed. I know this because I have changed. Hurt people can heal. Heal. We're in the business of healing, not condemning, not killing, not crucifying anymore. We are in the healing business. This is what the marijuana plant has bestowed upon me. This is the information the marijuana plant has channeled to me. We're in the business of healing. What marijuana does to cancer is so very different from what chemotherapy does to cancer. Chemotherapy kills, goes in there and it kills. It just wipes the good and the bad out. What marijuana does is literally cure and heal these cells, transform these cells, educate these cells, rehabilitate these cells. You don't send an alcoholic to friggin' jail. You don't send an alcoholic to hell because he's an alcoholic. You help the alcoholic to heal. These people need your help, God. That's what your oppressors need. Oppressors need your help. They need your healing. They need you to send them love. They need you to find a place of love in your heart for yourself where you have so much of it that you are able to literally pass. I send you love because I see that you're hurt. I see that you're in pain. When you see your little baby hurt, when you see your little baby in pain, you don't start beating them up. You don't throw them into hell. You don't lock them up in a jail. What you do to that little baby that's feeling hurt, what do? You try to figure out some way of healing them. I want you to live. I want you to experience love on a supernatural level. And if you got to experience that through me, then so be it. I will be the unconditional love that you need to see in this world. Yes, you can. Your mind will probably tell you, ain't no way you can do it. Yes, you can. We are here to do miraculous things, ladies and gentlemen, gods and goddesses. My time is up. But I'm so grateful that I'm able to speak this message to you, to get it, to let that presence move through me where I'm able to send these messages to you. Somebody somewhere needs to hear this. When you change, everything else changes. Your mama changes, your daddy changes. When you change your perception of your world, it changes. Your world changes. When you change your perception of this body, move your mind from a place of the body is temporary, the body is futile, the body is this, the body is that, to the body is beautiful. The body is perfect. The body is immortal. The body is everlasting. Just like your mind. When your mind and your body is in agreement, you will be able to do amazing things. Some of you out there are supermen. Some of you out there are superwomen. Some of you out there are literally have the abilities of X-Men, shapeshifters. It's time to step into our power. We're not just here to sit behind computers and do 9-to-5 jobs and all. We are here to unleash great, miraculous, superhero type stuff. I'm talking about unimaginable stuff that people couldn't conceive of this body doing. We can do it. We will do it. We are doing it. It's happening now. Life is good. Life is great. Everything is always working out for me in a miraculous way. I give thanks. I give thanks. I give thanks. I am so freaking grateful. I'm so freaking grateful to be at a place where I'm able to let this love overtake me beyond any kind of common sense. I don't want to have common sense. I want to have Christ consciousness. I want to live there. I want to come out I want to come out like the sun every day and shine my goodness onto every cell, from the wicked to the most wonderful. I want to shine my light on everything and heal. It's all about healing. If I come around, you're healed. One touch of my hand, you're healed. One word from my mouth, you're healed. Period. It's a new world. It's a new day. I hope you can feel the energy moving. Some will stay, some will leave. It's all good. It's all God. Transform yourself into the angel of light that you are. Light being, supreme being, God body, one love, self-love. God is love. I love myself. Have an amazing day. Praise and worship this day. Celebrate this day. Life is your greatest manifestation. None of those other things matter without the breath of life. So give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. And use that breath of life to heal this world, to heal your body, to heal your oppressors, to heal the government, to heal your planet. Speak nothing but blessings, prosperity. See them well. See them getting better in your mind. See them well in your mind. See them doing great things in your mind. Persist, 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 persist in the thoughts and beliefs that are in alignment with these wonderful wishes fulfilled. Heaven on earth to you. Healing to you, abundance, prosperity to you. I send you nothing but love from the love that I've cultivated for me, the unconditional forgiveness and love that I have cultivated within me for myself. I send to you this day. May you be healed. May you be blessed. May you have peace. What a wonderful day this is. What a wonderful world this is. Have an amazing day.